Welcome to another episode of Justin Bites. In today's episode, I asked my mom and tita to pick out some snacks or chichirias that they bought and ate during the 1980s. Let's start with ice gems. Ice gems were originally created in the UK during the 1850s by accident. Now they are sold in different parts of the world. Personally, they taste alright, like small bites of sweetness. Next up are the Choco Mallows. Initially, I thought the Choco Mallows were made more recently since it was one of my snacks during childhood, but I was wrong. It was also in the 80s sold by Fibisco in a similarly looking box. Flat Tops, a childhood favorite of mine and also the childhood favorite of our parents' generation during the 80s. They were really popular to kids before imported chocolates were dominating the supermarkets like today. Flat Tops has the signature Ricoa mark on top, and they are harder in texture compared to the next snack on our list. Curly Tops, made by Ricoa as well. Ricoa has been making Flat Tops and Curly Tops for over 50 years now. The Curly Tops compared to the Flat Tops were smoother in texture when you bite into them, and they do have that paper wrapper and curled ridges. Taste-wise, the Flat Tops lean more on the milky side chocolate compared to the Curly Tops. Next up is the Marie Biscuit, originally created in the 1870s in London by a biscuit making company called Peak Friends. They used to be called Maria in commemoration of the Grand Duchess Maria Alexandrovna's wedding to the Duke of Edinburgh. Next up, Hao Flakes. Hao Flakes are produced from the Chinese hawthorn fruit. I remember when I was a kid, my friends and I would imagine that we were priests and the bread of life was the Hao Flakes. Yeah, good times. I like it for its fruity sweetness. Next up, Jolly. This is another classic biscuit from Fibisco. 2 rectangular biscuits with cream inside. I do like the orange flavor of the cream. The Choco Crunchies, another OG snack from Fibisco in the 80s alongside the Choco Mallows and the Maries. I'll admit I'm a bit biased with the Choco Crunchies because it was one of my baon during my high school elementary years. White Rabbit. This is an old school milk candy launched in 1943. Did you know when it started it was not a rabbit at all, but it was Mickey Mouse on the wrapper? It was called Mickey Mouse Sweets. Actually had no idea that the paper wrapper inside was edible. We got the Tootsie Roll. The Tootsie Roll was created by an Austrian immigrant in the US in 1907 named Leo Hirschfeld. The Tootsie Roll is really chewy and tastes similar to caramel. Dikyam. These orange pebble-like pieces are actually dried up plum. These Chinese treats are known for its sweet, sour, salty, and tangy taste. But I have no idea where the sweet, sour, and tangy taste came from because all I tasted was salt.
Salty. It's not for me, man. It's not for me.
Next up, Champoi. This peculiar black round substance is actually from the Myrica rubra, or the Chinese strawberry. Although it doesn't look appetizing, it tasted quite alright. It's a mix of sweetness and saltiness at the same time. The Dikyam. It looks really similar to the Champoi, but it's way bigger. And instead of coming from the Myrica rubra, the Dikyam is preserved plum. It tastes like the Champoi though, that sweetness mixed with saltiness as well. The Chupa Chups. I think this is the most popular lollipop here in the Philippines. The Chupa Chups was invented in 1958 by a Spanish businessman, Enrique Bernat. The Chupa Chups came to the Philippines in the 80s. Lastly, orange sweets. I know this is not the orange Schwitz we're all familiar with created by Super Candies, but this is the closest to orange Schwitz we found in the grocery. Zachary is an Indiana-based company in the US which started in the 1950s, so this technically is older than the orange Schwitz we came to love. Alright, that rounds up our 80s snack list. I know there's still a lot more snacks from the 80s that I've missed, but if you know one, write them down in the comment section. Thank you again for watching Just in Bites. Stay safe out there, and see you in the next video.